I've been a lifelong Democrat prior, and it was a multi-generational thing. And it seems that Democrats have taken this Latino community, Hispanic, whatever you want to call us, for granted forever.
Hispanics are the second biggest racial or ethnic group in the country, and in Texas, they are now the majority. Latinos have historically been a Democratic-leaning group, which gave Democrats hope that they could soon win Texas. But Latinos living in South Texas border counties are starting to paint a different picture. South Texas is the most Hispanic region of the state, with Latinos making up more than 90% of the population in half of the counties along the U.S.-Mexico border. This area has been a Democratic stronghold for over a century in the deep red state of Texas until the 2020 election. South Texas has been at the forefront of political fights, especially during the 2020 election, for being at the center of political issues like immigration and the border wall proposed by former President Donald Trump.
We're building that wall.
We're going to build the wall.
We're building the wall.
We're going to build that wall. That wall will go up.
We're building a wall in Texas.
What's really true is that with dramatic and drastic anti-immigrant rhetoric heating up in the state, we've seen it turn violent, and we also have seen it galvanize people to pay more attention as to how our families are being treated. Because when you're talking about immigrants in South Texas, you're talking about our families.
But the anti-immigrant and at times anti-Mexico rhetoric did little to chip away Republican support in predominantly Hispanic South Texas border counties. If anything, more and more Latinos are voting for the GOP and for Governor Greg Abbott. Throughout his 3 elections, Abbott flipped 3 of the South Texas border counties and narrowed his margins consistently in all but 2 counties. And even those 2 counties showed better numbers for Abbott in 2022 than the prior election.
We're big fans of Abbott because it seems like nobody else listens to us. I understand people wanting a better life, but even yesterday I was surveying my land and I saw what are they? Footprints, fresh footprints, where I could see where they're walking around here trying to cross to get north. At one point, we're going to have to stop. Even a sponge cannot take any more water at any point. Finally, the Republicans said, you know what? We'll help you. We'll help you deal with this.
With more than half of all voters saying immigration is their top concern, South Texas border will no doubt remain as a critical political talking point for both parties in the upcoming 2024 election. But locals say they feel like they're being used for votes by politicians. Antonio Arellano is the vice president of communications at Next Gen America, a progressive political action committee. He says the lack of investment in South Texas is palpable from both sides, but one party made a tangible effort during the 2020 election.
Republicans and conservatives have begun to make a really concerted effort that is starting to manifest itself in South Texas. You can see it by some of the community centers that have been developed by conservatives in South Texas to help folks with making their taxes and other components that, quite frankly, the Democratic Party should take note of and help people in need in South Texas. An additional observation is that South Texas is an incredibly religious community, predominantly a Catholic region of the state, and Republicans have really tapped into that and began to bring an evangelical perspective, a Christian perspective into politics.
And that effort did not go unnoticed. Republican Party significantly narrowed the margins in all but one South Texas border county in 2020 presidential election and even flipped 2 counties. In the historically Democratic Starr County, where Claudia M. Alcazar serves as Republican county chair, Donald Trump lost just by 5 percentage points. In 2016, he lost by over 60 percentage points. But the Democratic Party is still not matching the GOP's energy.
If the Democrats they should invest what the GOP is investing if they want to keep their people, but they're not going to. I don't know they are. You have to understand Texas is a red state. But the Democrats have always kept us blue down here, and we've always voted for no issue. They've forgotten about us, taken for granted. And we've been taken for granted for many years.
While Hispanic votes nationwide still remains largely Democratic as of now, South Texas Hispanic demographic is no longer a guaranteed Democratic vote, and Republicans see real opportunities in that.
The Democrats have not taken care of our people at all. So now the Republicans are coming in, trying to get in and say, hey, we listen to you. We hear your issues. the Republicans at least are trying.
If we're not investing in Texas, then we're not putting our money where our mouth is. And if Democrats want to win big and put a perpetual permanent lock on the White House, Texas is the way to go.